Parfait.
Parfait.
Wow, I'm really hungry. So, hey friends. So today we want to talk through our what we see happening in the real estate market, the speed, what we see happening in different pockets of the market, and this is just our perspective from our business. We have sold. We're approaching 70 houses so far for the year. So we have a pretty good grasp on what's happening in the market, and we sell in various different price ranges, but we want to just let you know what we've seen so that if you're thinking about buying or selling, that you're educated, that you're not disappointed if the market slowed down or surprised if your house sells more quickly than you thought it would, negatively surprised. Maybe some people are happily surprised by that, but anyway, so John, throughout the month of October, what have you seen happen in the real estate market?
It seems to me that the market has slowed down just a touch.
Mm-hmm.
It's not horrific.
Right.
But you have to keep that in mind that compared to a normal market, it's still very, very fast.
Yeah.
In terms of getting a house in the market, getting an offer, getting accepted, blah, blah, blah. Moving all of that, that's still fast compared to what would be normal.
Yeah.
We're in an abnormal market.
We definitely are.
But I still see it as a very strong market.
Yeah. So in case you haven't talked with us, if you haven't engaged with us through a weekly update before, a normal market is if we stopped listing houses today and kept selling houses at the same rate they've been selling, we would run out of houses in 6 months. In a fast market, we would run out of houses more quickly. In a slow market, we would run out of houses more slowly, or it would take a longer time for us to do that. Right now, what we're experiencing is instead of having 6 months of inventory, we're having between 4 and 6 weeks of inventory. If we stopped listing houses today, we would run out of houses at the rate they're selling in between 4 and 6 weeks. So it's still a blazing fast market compared to a normal market, but compared to the strictly 4 weeks and no more that we were experiencing during the end of the summer, it has slowed down just a touch.
So what happens is I have a tendency to get just a little bit anxious when listings aren't coming in quite as fast. And that's what I'm seeing right now, that listings are slower at coming in. And that concerns me because we just don't have a whole lot to put out there.
Right.
I know earlier this summer we had, every listing we had an accepted offer on it.
Right.
But we had that time gap between the accepted offer and the closing.
Right.
So it worked out okay because other listings came in.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, it feels slow to me in terms of what's coming in. And, and what's coming in is a little bit different than what we would typically see coming in too.
Right.
So we've got some estate work coming in and things like that.
Yeah.
And typically they are people that just want to put the house in the market and sell without doing work to fix them up to what we like to present to our potential buyers. But it's kind of the market right now. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's an interesting market.
I
would say
every market.
Yeah, I know. I would say though that from the sell side of things, it's pretty typical for us to get less listings in this time of year. So when you said that, I was like, oh, so John probably gets really anxious at the end of October, early November, into the holidays every year. When we've had an incredible year, and we're going to have an incredible one next year too. So, but what I'm seeing, John is our seller's agent. We're going to change things up on you next week, but John is our seller's agent. I work with our buyers, and what I'm seeing is that we have 6 actively looking buyers who are going on showings once every other day on average, and we've had 3 offers written to accepted in the last week, and I think that things are still moving really quickly. And then we have between 15 and 17, I don't remember the number, but it's right up there, buyers who are in our pipeline who are not actively looking but will start looking in the next few weeks. So we have 17 who will start looking in the next few weeks. Okay. Others are longer term than that, and still others are looking but only looking sporadically. So I don't count those among the few. We have one guy who we've been working with for about a year and a half,
So if you count people like the year and a half, don't we have like 40 or 50
Oh yeah,
people?
at least 35 who are looking right now. So, so the market's still strong. Buyers still want to see houses, but there's just not very much inventory. This is what we think could happen in the next coming week. So this is coming out, the day right after the election, and we shot it before the election.
So here's what's going to happen, Ben.
Yeah.
There will be about a week of people licking their wounds and saying, "Oh, my guy did or didn't win."
Yeah.
But what will happen is there will be a period of sorrow or a period of rejoicing. And for the 50% whose people won, it'll be business as usual. And for those 50% of the people who are unhappy with the results of the election, they will be reticent for anywhere from a week to a month, and then they'll be back in the market. So as much as I hate to say it, it will be back to business as usual by the 1st of December.
Yeah.
I see it every time.
Yeah. I've only been in real estate for about 3 years only, and I feel like I have 20 years of experience because of all the Johns.
Me too.
Yeah. Right. And this is what I looked at early in the year this year. I looked at the 4-year cycle in the real estate industry, how the election cycle impacts the real estate industry, and the year after an election is always the strongest market when compared with a few years before and after. So next year you can anticipate that if you are listing your house in January, February, March, we're going to have buyers in droves ready for you. I would be shocked if the market wasn't incredibly strong. We're expecting interest rates to stay low, and that will allow buying power to stay high. And because of the little bit of congestion that's going to happen because of the election, that congestion is going to be released at the end of December, more than likely the 1st of the year is when people who chose to hold off on selling their house or making a purchase, though they will be released into the market early 2021.
So here's the other thing too, you throw COVID in, and that took out,
3
depending on who you
months.
talk to, 3 to 6 months, and has pushed that now into late 2020, early 2021.
Yeah.
So it's going to be busy.
Yeah, it's going to be a very strong market. If you are interested in selling your house, we think that we are the absolute best at doing that. We can give you really sound advice on the different steps to take and make sure that at the end of the day, you're not wasting any money on home improvements that don't make sense, and you walk away from closing with more money in your pocket. That's what we want for you. We want to have a smooth sale process and for you to be extremely pleased by the end of it. If you think that 2021 is the year you're going to list, it's time to call My Smart Team. You can visit us online at mysmartteam.com, or you can visit us on Facebook, or you can call us with the number listed below. We so look forward to working with you. Thanks for tuning in to a My Smart Team weekly update. We look forward to seeing you again with a special announcement next week.
See you.
Parfait. Parfait.